Welcome back, design students. In this video, we're going to actually begin to animate the character that we rigged earlier, and I'm going to explain to you how to create a walk cycle and then make the character walk. So let's get started. So I've opened up the animated walk here that I have, and I'm going to go ahead and play it. And you can see that the character walks across the screen, into the frame, and then out of the frame. Sort of walking across the stage, so to speak. Now I've got the curve editor visible here because I want to show you the animation curves of the various control items. I'm going to click the global controller, and you can see here's its animation curve. It has a constant rate moving from point A to point B. Now the speed at which the rabbit moves across the stage is simply distance over time. If I want him to move faster, then I either shorten the distance by moving this keyframe down, or I shorten the amount of time that he covers the same distance. Now let's look at the leg control, and you can see that we got a lot going on here. I basically set a keyframe for every transformation here, X, Y, and Z, and the rotation as well. So there's really nothing happening with anything except the translate Z direction. Everything else is just a straight line, as you can see. So this represents the character's leg moving back and forth in the same position, really. The same amount of displacement in the Z direction. And then for the right leg, we have the same thing, only it's moving in the opposite direction on the same amount of time. If I select both of them, and then select the Z direction in one and the Z direction in the other, you can see that very clearly that they move in opposite directions. Now the only other controller that has any keyframes on it is the root, or the hip, and that has displacement in the Y direction. It makes the character bob up and down, as we do when we walk. But there are other secondary motions going on here. We have some animation of the head. The head is rotating as he moves. The ears are going up and down and trying to sort of bob. The ear controllers are. And the other ear is doing the same. You can see the ears clearly moving here. Now, the primary motion of the rabbit walking is his feet moving back and forth and his arms moving back and forth. Those are the two primary motions of walking to propel you across the ground. And I also forgot to say that his arms have some animation on them as well. The secondary motions are the ears bobbing and the hips moving up and down and, things that are happening like that. So when we have an animation, we generally have primary motions and secondary motions. And secondary motions are what make it more believable. So when we come back in the next video, we're going to actually create a walk cycle, and I'll show you how to make it appear to actually move across the space. Then we'll also probably in the following video create just sort of a little dance or something like that. And I'll see you then.